Hey everyone, welcome to Nerding IO. I'm JD, and today what we're going to go through is Vercel's AI Elements. What that means is you actually have UI components that you can actually pull into your different agents and chatbots. With that, let's go ahead and get started.
All right, so a couple different things came out that I really like and I'm super excited about. So the first is this ability to create open source UI elements that are based off of SHA-CN. And what this means is that you can actually get AI elements that are pre-packaged, predefined, whatever word, and actually implemented into the use chat super easily. So you can kind of see that it's filtering on text. That means that it has the ability to do things like tools as well as messaging. So if we look at the elements here, we've got different types of hooks that we can leverage. You can see like attach, button clicks for search. There's actions, there's avatars, you can do code blocks, images, even like prompting. You can see reasoning. This is super cool. And then how it's going to display the markdown, even math, as well as suggestions, and then task-based information, right? And you can see some of this in like V0, which is probably where some of this is coming from, but even the ability to look at tools so we can understand the parameters that are going on and coming back. Again, I would typically have to build all of this, and now it's coming essentially prepackaged, but with the ability to customize. I mean, even this inline citation is pretty sweet. So the other thing that I really liked is they came out with this thing called Streamdown. So Streamdown is very similar to the AI agents. It's using the response, but one of the things that happens when you're actually trying to display text is when you have React Markdown versus Streamdown, you start to see like this popping piece where it's not as fluid, right? Or you have to stylize those MDX and elements into your Markdown. Where Streamdown, if you can see it again, it actually streams out essentially the tokens as it was, but those elements are streamed correctly as they are styled. So this is probably a better way to see it. We're actually going to see what's happening with Markdown, where we're actually seeing Markdown over here. This is actually compiling, it's recognizing the Markdown as it's streaming. So I thought this was super awesome, and I just wanted to kind of like dig into it, and so that's what we're going to do today.
Real quick, everyone, if you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. There's also the Vibe Coding Retreat community where we're doing different types of AI challenges. With that, let's get back to it.
All right, so in this prompt, what we're going to do is we're going to take we're going to take the Vercel AI SDK, we're going to take the Vercel AI Elements, we're going to look at embeddings, we're going to look at the chatbot, we're also going to look at Streamdown, and then we're going to create a lower right hand corner bubble chat. We're going to use the Vercel AI SDK, and then we're going to do some simple kind of tasks and put together a PRD for what we want this to look like. So in this application, we basically have our demo app, and now we're trying to add a persistent chatbot style. So we'll also give it a this is available on all screens. So what's happening is it's pulling in all of the different information that it could pull, get the documentation, and we're actually planning this out. Now, I didn't use plan mode, which I actually really like, but we're going to actually create a PRD in our docs folder here, which has some of our definitions, our development, and our architecture. So this way that we can actually build out this system and see what kind of planning it comes up with. And one of the things I want to show is it's actually giving us different context. And as you can see, like our percentage starts to go down, right? So we want to pay attention to this, because the more context that we provide, the more initial value we get. But as that starts to degrade or rot, then our accuracy and our performance goes down. So now we're getting our to-do tasks, and we'll see that it's going to go ahead and author a PRD with requirements and UI behavior, write out the architecture doc covering client server and streaming persistence, and then we'll go into actually creating an implementation guide to the install commands and code snippets, and then we're going to leverage all of that to actually build out our chatbot. So as you can see, it already knows that we're going to put this under our docs file or folder. We're going to get our chat PRD, our chat architecture, and our chat implementation. And this is going to take a few minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and pause. Okay, so now it's put together our PRDs and our architecture. So we're now at 30%. We might be able to get like some of the base done, but then we're going to probably want to start a new chat window so that we can actually get our optimal context. So what we're going to do is I just want to check and see what this looks like. So if when I click the bubble, so it's talking about the user story, it's got the functional requirements for the UI, being able to let's see if we can get the P, or yeah. So it's showing the interactions, how it should typically stream. It came back with a simple embedding example, user stories, functional requirements, and it's talking about the different SDKs that it needs, so perfect, where it's going to install things, and even goes into telemetry. That's pretty interesting. And some references. So at least we have our links of what we're actually pulling, so we can actually get those back in. Here's our architecture. We're going to be able to pull in our key pieces here. We're going to lazy load some information. This is going to be our root. And it even comes back with a code that is going to architect. And then let's look at our implementation details. Great, so this has our commands that we need in order to build all this out. We even included like SOD and prompt input and code block. So this looks really good. We're going to go ahead and put this into practice now. So the benefit of this is now we have all these in case we get too hard in our context. We're going to say task list, starting out with implementation commands and skeleton structure, and let's see what we can get from that. So I don't have anything yet on the screen, but I'm going to tell it to go ahead with the routes and also implement the UI code. So while this is going, I want to point out an error that actually happened. So first, it recognized that these were not installed yet, so it was starting to install them. But it recognized that the AI UI doesn't exist, and was able to sort that it really needs this AI elements. And so now it's actually installing them. It's like one thing that you definitely want to pay attention to, and that like hackers will make up fake packages when it sees that AI is hallucinating. So AI like notoriously hallucinates on the packages, and that's why we're trying to give it the implementation details of exactly what it needs to put in. So right here, we actually had a bug. That does not exist. Okay, so now we have the conversation elements. We have some UI components, so let's go see what we've got. So we actually have our chatbot bubble here. Looks like we have our clear state, our X state, and looks like we can probably start wiring this up to our backend. So let's go ahead and do that, where I'm just going to kind of code this up and we'll review it. Alright, so we're getting some errors. I'm going to add some more context. We're doing okay right now. Let's bring in the window though. And let's say this because I don't think it's, oh, it is pulling it in. But we need to fix these errors. And then we're also going to use our context 7 MCP. Context 7. Alright, so I had to do some checks with the route, but what we can see is that everything is starting to come into place. So we have a storage key, we're basically storing our data locally, and we can go ahead and give it a test. So what I'm going to do is I am going to click here, we'll go ahead and hit our inspect. I want to see both our applications. So we have our key can save here, and then also we can watch our network here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to type in test, and we can see that we're going across. Looks like we're running a test, so we're actually calling out to the AI, and then let's look at our application, and there we go. We're storing and persisting locally, and when we refresh, we go ahead and clear. And so just like that, we were able to create a much cleaner and easier to use chatbot based on the different component elements here that have been released in the AI Elements SDK. You can get a better look at like some of the hook practices, attaching search, different types of tool settings. These are almost like refills. You can see the actions component, so we could even add things like thumbs up, thumbs down, share. They don't include like modals after the fact, but they are the code blocks. We can see, we can add different components like avatars, which we kind of did, and then you can see the styling for the conversation, as well as loaders, messages, different types of prompting. So again, this new SDK, along with like Streamdown, is what I'll be using in the future as far as being able to build out different systems that allow you to move really quickly as well as understand uh, a much like cleaner flow.